So once you get the exhaust off, you need to use a T30 and remove this little bracket up here. That'll give you more room when you pull the axle bolt off for the mounting bracket and the caliper to drop out of the way. So to loosen the rear axle out, it is a 65 millimeter that goes on there, and then I use one of these for the other side. It will come off when the nut comes off on the same side as where your caliper and everything's at. Usually what I'll do is I'll break the nut and everything free on the axle. I'll lift the bike up just a little bit, slide the axle bolt out just far enough for the caliper to drop out, for the mounting bracket, for the caliper and everything to come out, and then zip tie that onto the swing arm. Before you remove it though, I'm gonna put tape on these caps to the swing arm, so that way when you take everything apart, they don't fall off and move, which makes your belt alignment way easier, because when those come off and everything moves around a little bit, it takes you a bit more time for the alignment. Alright, so there's my crappy tape job on there. I was wrong, really, I told you wrong size. It's a 36 millimeter on there. So I have it up in the air, have it balanced on the jack, where more of the weight's going to show up toward the back of it while I'm lifting it now. You see it'll go up and down pretty easy, because once you take the rear tire off, it changes the center of balance quite a bit, and this will even it out. To get the belt off, since I run the belt really super loose, I'm just gonna rotate the tire and work the belt off the rear sprocket. As soon as you get the axle shaft to start to come out, yeah, brake caliper is held up in here. So when you pull it out, when you pull the shaft out, the mounting bracket and everything for the caliper will drop out. So I just zip tie that on the swing arm so I don't damage it. And up here is why I take that one bracket out, so you have room with your lines, because you want to mess up your this is your sensor for your wheel speed sensor. You want to mess that up. It's got like shims and everything behind it. You don't want to mess that up. That'll cause big problems later. So there's all room from the swing arm. It makes it easier if you got a nice lift so you can get it up high enough to get it out. When you take it into the tire shop to get it done, you get these little like bushing that go in here. I always label mine right and left, and then put them back in after the balance. Sometimes when you get them balanced, this rear sprocket is just pushed kind of on there. There's like 5 or 6 funny little rubber deals that it lines up into, and sometimes you have to put them back in there. Reassembly is pretty much the same. You just slide the wheel back up inside here, lower it down. You'll put the brake caliper bracket back in there, put the bolt in, and then after that you get into the fun and joy of the rear wheel alignment. And remember, you will need a torque wrench with a little bit of oomph because I have a 2017 F3-T on this rear axle. I've had a lot of success torquing it down to 166 foot-pounds. So make sure you have a good torque wrench.